एक अतिरिक्त विकल्प व्यवस्था मिली है, वो भी क्या कंपलसरी है?
Modi's fresh farmer outreach. Fierce farm law defense. Assurance on mandis in MSP.
न कहीं MSP बंद हुआ है। इतना ही नहीं, MSP की खरीदी भी बढ़ी है और ये कानून नए बनने के बाद बढ़ी है।
Says farm stir is sacred. But sullied by Andolan Jeevis.
आंदोलन जीवी होते हैं वो ऐसे तरीके से, और वो कहते हैं ऐसा हुआ तो ऐसा होगा, ऐसा होगा तो ऐसा होगा, ऐसा होगा तो ऐसा होगा। ये जो तौर तरीके हैं, उन तौर तरीके ये सरकार की चिंता का नहीं, देश की चिंता का विषय होना चाहिए।
Will it douse farm stir fire? Top focus today at To The Point.
Good evening and welcome. To The Point this evening comes to you live from the Ghazipur border, where the protests against the 3 farm laws have been going on for the last 80 days now. I'm Ankit Tyagi. Now, the Prime Minister today had an opportunity in the Lok Sabha while replying, in fact, or thanking the President for his address at the beginning of this session. The Prime Minister took this opportunity to put up a spirited defense for the farm laws in the Lok Sabha. Well, this happened amid the uproar by the opposition. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said there is no basis to oppose the agricultural reforms. He said the new laws will strengthen the agricultural sector of India and give farmers liberty to sell their produce at the maximum profit. Reaching out to the farmers, Prime Minister Modi said he and his government respects the sentiments of the agitating farmers. He also asked the farmers to raise specific issues in the new farm laws and said his government is ready to amend the laws. Remember, the Prime Minister today also, it was a very, very long speech, a speech of more than 1 hour 40 minutes, in which the Prime Minister also utilized a significant amount of time to not only attack the Congress party, which staged a walkout, but also once again went back to his Andolan GV comment, tried to, in fact, in a way, put some sort of a difference between what he says Andolan GV and who he thinks are Andolankaris.
जहां तक आंदोलन का सवाल है, दिल्ली के बाहर हमारे जो किसान भाई बहन बैठे हैं, जो भी गलत धारणाएं बनाई गई, जो अफवाहें फैला गई, उसके शिकार हुए हैं। आंदोलन कर रहे सभी किसान साथियों की भावनाओं का ये सदन भी और ये सरकार भी आदर करती हैं, आदर करती रहेगा। और इसीलिए सरकार के वरिष्ठ मंत्री, जब ये आंदोलन पंजाब में था तब भी और बाद में भी, लगातार उनसे वार्ता कर रहे हैं, किसानों के प्रति सम्मान भाव के साथ कर रहे हैं, आदर भाव के साथ कर रहे हैं। बातचीत में किसानों की शंकाएं क्या है वो ढूंढने का भी भरपूर प्रयास किया गया, क्लोज बाय क्लोज चर्चा करने के लिए भी कहा। और हम मानते हैं कि अगर इसमें कोई कमी हो और सचमुच में किसान का नुकसान करते, उसमें बदल करने में क्या जाता है जी। हम इंतजार करते हैं, अभी भी हम इंतजार करते हैं कि वो अगर कोई चीज स्पेसिफिक बताते हैं और अगर वो कन्विंसिंग है तो हमें कोई संकोच नहीं है। कानून लागू होने के बाद न देश में कोई मंडी बंद हुई है, कानून लागू होने के बाद न कहीं MSP बंद हुआ है। ये सच्चाई है जिसको हम छुपा करके बातें करते हैं, इसका कोई मतलब नहीं है। इतना ही नहीं, MSP की खरीदी भी बढ़ी है और ये कानून नए बनने के बाद बढ़ी है। किसी भी किसान से मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि पहले जो हक उनके पास थे, जो व्यवस्थाएं उनके पास थी, उसमें से कुछ भी इस नए कानून ने छीन लिया है क्या? इसकी चर्चा, उसका जवाब कोई देता नहीं है। सब कुछ वैसा का वैसा वो है पुराना। क्या हुआ है? एक अतिरिक्त विकल्प व्यवस्था मिली है, वो भी क्या कंपलसरी है? किसी कानून का विरोध तो तब मायना रखता है कि जब वो कंपलसरी हो, ये तो ऑप्शनल है। आपको मर्जी पड़े यहां जाना है जाइए, आपको मर्जी पड़े वहां नहीं जाना है वहां जाइए, जहां ज्यादा फायदा हो वहां किसान चला जाए, ये व्यवस्था की गई है।
So will the Prime Minister's once again reaching out to the farmers, will this douse the fire of the protest which is now being burning at the borders of the national capital in the state of Punjab, in Haryana, also spreading in western Uttar Pradesh, after once again the Prime Minister tried to reach out to the farmers? To discuss this, I'm going across to Mr. Vijay Javandia, who is joining us. He is the founder member of the Shetkari Sangathan. Aparajita Sarangi of the Bharatiya Janata Party is also with us. We are very soon going to be joined by Mr. Madhu Yakshi Gaur of the Congress Party as well. But Mr. Javandia, I want to come to you first. What do you make of this opportunity that the Prime Minister had and he utilized to in fact reach out to the farmers? Do you feel that the Prime Minister was able to say something new in earnest that will once again bring the farmers and the government on the talking table? Or was it the same things that the Prime Minister has been saying in the last many addresses?
See, he has said the same thing, nothing new. But he has again appealed to the farmers that we are ready for talks. And farmers are also ready for talks. Now see, he says that we have given them PM Kisan Samman Nidhi without demanding. But see, that was the necessary of election gimmick. They lost in 3 states and that is why that was announced. But before that, Telangana government has announced Telugu Rayat Bandhu, in which they give 5,000 rupees per acre for Kharif and 5,000 rupees for Rabi, 10,000 rupees per acre, 12,000 crore rupees was given in their first budget. So was that better than the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi or not? But BJP will not talk on that and that will be not discussed on national level. So what I think is this, he is saying that MSP will be rahegi. Again he is saying the same thing. But why he is not saying that there will be a judicial binding of MSP? Because these 3 laws are very good according to him, and private investment will come in. Just a minute. The investment will come in and he talks about landless laborer also. But when investment will come in, technology will come in and that will reduce labor in agriculture. Again, there will be unemployment in agriculture, which is happening in America and Europe also. So, Prime Minister is not giving anything new.
Sir, let me also bring in Aparajita Sarangi right now. We are also being joined by Mr. Madhu Yakshi Gaur. Welcome, sir. Ma'am, you know, this was seen as an opportunity for the Prime Minister to try possibly soften his stand, make sure that the farmers feel confident to come onto the talking table. Same thing that the Prime Minister has said, he has repeated in many of his previous speeches, and also this is the government stand as far as the talks between the farmers is concerned. How does after this speech, do you believe that farmers and government can find some sort of a resolution?
A very good evening. After listening to the speech of the Honorable Prime Minister today, I think there should be absolutely no room of doubt, no apprehension in the minds of anybody in the country, including the farmer unions. The speech was extremely clear and he communicated the intent of the government extremely well. It was a positive message to the farmers. It was a highly inspiring and motivating speech full of hope and optimism. And you know what? He was extremely clear about the kinds of works that his government has been doing for the farmers. He communicated extremely well that his government stands with the farmers and the kinds of works that have been done. He talked of the farmer producers organizations, he talked of the 1 lakh crore agriculture infrastructure fund, and he also talked of the intent of the farm laws, the content of the farm laws. See, there is no question of repealing of the farm laws, but at the same time, he was extremely clear about one thing. He said he invited everybody to the table, but then He used a word specific. Specific means he wanted everybody to come with specific proposals for amendments. If there is any doubt, any apprehension in the mind of anybody belonging to the opposition or any of the farmers' unions, they can come to the negotiating table with facts, with valid arguments, and with proposals for
as the ongoing agitation is concerned, as far as this ongoing protest is concerned. Mr. Madhuyakshi Gaur, if the Prime Minister has made his intent and his contours of this entire protest and his farm bills very, very clear, where does it leave the Congress party? Because in his speech, while the Congress walked out, the Prime Minister said Congress right now is a party which he said, na khelenge, na khelne denge, aur khel bigadenge.
Most unfortunate answer. Prime Minister is confusing and misleading and insulting the farmers. The peaceful agitation is forgetting this is the land of Mahatma Gandhi. The peaceful agitation brought the independence to this country. And is abusing and insulting the people who are agitating peacefully, democratically. Secondly, there's no clarity what Prime Minister says. I can tell you with an authority, I was traveling in the district of Nizamabad, seeing those turmeric farmers, maize farmers. Where is the procurement guarantee? There's 11 rounds of talks held. The agriculture minister sitting next to him. Didn't he get any clarity so far? There's so many farmers have died. Prime Minister has no tears comes out of his eyes. And not even what is stopping the Prime Minister to speak to them? Yesterday, after he spoke in Rajya Sabha, the farmers have said it openly, the farmers' union. They said they're ready to talk and fix the date. When did the Minister of Agriculture has fixed the date and invited the farmers to renegotiate? You close the door. You are saying, we will not repeal the law. This is our stand. Then tell me what? Is the way to discuss, negotiate? This is not negotiation. This is like an extortion of government.
Okay.
That's
Sir,
dealing with the
on that very specific point, let me get Mr. Javandia back in. Mr. Javandia, the Prime Minister, and you heard the BJP spokesperson as well, have made it very clear. Laws are not going to be repealed. He says, I give you the guarantee MSP is going to stay. He also said that since the time this law has been implemented, though it is right now on the cold box because of the stay put by the Supreme Court, not a single mandi has been shut. MSP procurement continues, sir. Where does this leave the farmers' agitation? They are not going to repeal it.
See, most humbly, I want to say to my sister BJP spokesperson, why MSP is not legalized? Just you legalize the MSP and this agitation will end in positive note and farmer will thank BJP government. Congress did wrong. That is why Congress was removed from power. Now you are asking that Congress has not done it for last 70 years. Then why you are not doing it? Please legalize it, and because it is now your responsibility, when you are invoking these 3 laws and you are claiming that these 3 laws are going to stop exploitation of farmers of last 70 years, then what is the hitch in making MSP law? Prime Minister should announce tomorrow that I invite farmers for talk and MSP will be legalized. And what is your opinion on that? And see if farmers will not cooperate with the government or not. So this is very simple. But why Prime Minister is saying here and there all those things? He says that private investment is necessary. Yes, private investment is necessary, but private investment will come. It will come for profit. And that is why I have shown you the example of Telugu Rayatu Bandhu Yojana. Why BJP is not discussing this Yojana for national agriculture policy? My sister should answer this.
But Ms. Sarangi, that is something that I also wanted to ask, ma'am. While the Prime Minister, hit out at the opposition, calling out certain examples to expose what he thinks is the hypocrisy of the Congress party and the previous governments, Has the Prime Minister forgotten that he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat? He wrote to the then Prime Minister asking him to give legal status to the MSP. Should we not see this as the hypocrisy of the Prime Minister and the BJP, which the Prime Minister said something else in opposition and now is completely silent on the legal guarantee on the MSP when he is in power?
I happen to be Lok Sabha MP too. And let me tell you with all humility that over the last 2 days, I have been sitting in the Lok Sabha participating in the debates, and around 60 parliamentarians who spoke over the last 2 days. I was also one of the parliamentarians who spoke. The opposition, all the members of the opposition were given adequate time to present their views. And let me tell you, this was a motion of thanks on the presidential address. But the entire opposition, including the members of the Congress, spoke only on the farmers' issue. Well and good. We had absolutely no objection. We wanted to hear them. But the fact remains that nobody came up with valid arguments and facts and proposals for amendments. Now here we want content. That's what the Prime Minister hinted at today. He said,
you need to answer the question I
black
asked.
and white. There
Prime
is
Minister
no
was saying
content,
something
there is
else
no
in
intent.
2012.
No,
What has changed in 2020, ma'am, when he is in power?
See, unfortunately, when the Prime Minister was talking, the Congress staged a walkout. They did not have the guts, they did not have the courage, they did not have the grace and the humility to listen to the Prime Minister of the country, who was actually telling them as to what he has done for the farmers and what is the thrust, what is the emphasis of his government as far as the farmers are concerned. We are ready to talk to them. We are with them. And on January 22nd, already Mr. Narendra Tomarji has invited the farmers. We are just a call away. But please come up with specific proposals.
We are now going into the circle of the same things, ma'am, that has been said, but you didn't answer. You very skillfully chose not to answer a very specific question that I asked you on the MSP. Madhuyakshi God, but I have a question for the Congress party, sir. Staging a walkout not only now but also when the farm bills were in fact being debated in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, has the Congress party missed an opportunity? Why don't you come up with a clause by clause discussion rather than only getting into politics of GVs and etc. and staging a walkout? The Congress looks like it's shying away from a proper discussion, sir.
Ankit, let me remind you first. I was a member of parliament from 2004 to 14. Let me remind my BJP member of parliament. Walkout, when opposition does, let her go back to the record. How many times the BJP walked out when employment guarantee scheme brought into by the UPA government? Right to education bill brought in by the UPA government. The same BJP opposition walked out. You yourself said it, what Chief Minister Modi is different than what Prime Minister Modi. Let me tell you other info. Let me remind the nation and you also. In Rajya Sabha, when Congress has proposed in a division, why there were discussions taking place? Why the Congress and the other opposition party demanded to refer to the standing committee? Why did the government listen to that? You brought into ordinance and you didn't even allow. Because of your majority, you suffocated the opposition and you passed the way you passed the bill in Rajya Sabha. Do you want me to remind it again? You yourself have shown that how the BJP, the Indian government has behaved in Rajya Sabha without...
All right, sir, I have to leave it there because I'm completely out of time. I want to thank all three of you for coming onto the show and, of course, put forward your views in a very nice and civil manner so that people can understand where each party stands. But one fact is very, very clear. Every political party, and it's just not about the BJP or the Congress, they say something different in the opposition and something completely else when they are in power. And that is a disease, a malaise that plagues every political party. I will end the To The Point this evening on that very note. Thank you so much to my guest. Thank you so much to our viewers for watching and tuning in. We'll be back after a short break.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.